Jesse Eisenberg becomes the Karate Kid in The Art of Self-Defense. The Art of Self-Defense, directed by Riley Stern, starring Jesse Eisenberg as Casey, Alejandro Nivola as Sensei, Imogen Poots as Anna, Steve Terada as Thomas, and Philippe Andre Boutellot as Kenneth. This is a movie about a man named Casey who is an accountant, and he is a bit of a wimp, played by Jesse Eisenberg. He doesn't get treated well at work by his co-workers. He is very much the teacher's pet at work, so to speak. He's the boss's pet, the boss's favorite employee. One day when he's going out to buy dog food for his little dachshund, this little German dog that he has, he gets mugged by some people on motorcycles. He doesn't know who mugged him because they have their helmets on. And so he decides he will buy a gun. He goes to a gun shop, he decides to go through the necessary paperwork to get the gun, but they tell him you gotta wait a few days to get the gun, go through the waiting period. During the waiting period, he finds a karate dojo and decides to take some karate classes for self-defense. When he's taking the self-defense classes, the sensei, played by Alejandro Nivola, says, "Guns are for the weak," which convinces Jesse Eisenberg to not get the gun. And the karate begins to change him, and that's pretty much our movie. Now, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I wasn't really that impressed. First off, I'm not a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's a great actor, but he's pretty much a bit of a one-note actor. He has that kind of voice that is very high-pitched and not very intimidating. I mean, he can be intimidating at times. He was very intimidating in the movie Nine Moves. He was very intimidating in Double. But he was not intimidating at all in Batman v Superman as Lex Luthor. Talking like this, with this very high voice, I'm Lex Luthor! Ooh, that's one hell of a grip! I was like, really? That's your Lex Luthor? Ooh, the rib capes are coming, the rib capes are coming. What was that? It's one of the reasons why I hated that movie. When I saw that he was doing this movie, I didn't know if I was going to like this movie. And I did end up liking this movie. He's usually very good with the independent films. It's usually some of the big films he's not that good in. I mean, I know he was great in Social Network, but that's an Oscar contender film versus the big blockbusters and the performance he was giving off because of what Zack Snyder wanted him to do. That's the kind of performance I don't like. This is a guy that was in a Woody Allen movie, and he sounded very much like Woody Allen in that movie. You don't get a guy like that to play Lex Luthor. You get somebody like Ed Harris or Bryan Cranston to play Lex Luthor. That would have been a great choice, but not Jesse Eisenberg. I liked Alejandro Nivola as the sensei. I thought he was great as the sensei. He was really cool. I liked the fact that he was so masculine as the sensei. He likes listening to metal music. He wanted Casey to listen to metal music. He wanted Casey to learn German instead of French. French is not a manly language. German is a manly language. Russian is a manly language. I want you to get a different dog instead of the little tiny dog you have. I want you to get a German Shepherd or some other dog. No, I like my dog. He had no problem being a bit of a dictator to his student. I liked Imogen Poots in this movie. I thought this was Imogen Poots' best role. She plays the female instructor in this movie, and she's the instructor to the children that take the karate classes, which was great. She was really good in this movie. This is her best performance, I thought. Usually she plays a damsel in distress. She played the damsel in distress in the Fright Night remake. This movie she was awesome. She really played a very strong character. I did like the other two students that were in this movie that played Thomas and Kenneth. They were both very good. I really liked how Jesse Eisenberg's character was evolving in this movie. It was a really good film, and there was a twist in this movie that I didn't totally expect. I was starting to expect it as the story progressed. I was suspecting it, and there was obviously one big glaring red flag that said, yeah, I was right about this twist. And once it was revealed, like, I knew it. So I did like the twist. Overall, I did like this movie a lot. It's been getting a lot of praise. A lot of people have been saying it's one of the best movies of the year. I don't think it's that good. I mean, here's my problems with this movie. One of the problems I had with this movie is the twist was a little bit obvious. Then there's the fact that there's almost an implied romance between Casey and Anna. But nothing really comes out of it. I was hoping that by the end of the movie that Casey was going to ask Anna out on a date, or Anna was going to ask Casey out, but it doesn't really happen between them. Which I was a little disappointed with that. There was some chemistry between them. They did show that they did like each other, so I was hoping that it was going to happen, but it doesn't happen. But overall, I did like this movie a lot, and I did enjoy this film. So I'm going to give this movie a B+. It's definitely worth checking out. And that's all I got to say for The Art of Self-Defense. Wow!